We have just been back from our holiday. We have been overseas and we came back to a yard that is full of weeds, and the work now is really overwhelming, but I'll try to do things one at a time. For today, what I want to do is to really propagate. When we left, it was actually December, which was the hottest time of the year here. There are days where it reaches 40, so we have planned it in such a way that there are nets all over the succulents, and also we have been monitoring the weather even when we are overseas, just to make sure that there's enough rain for them to have. Initially we wanted a friend to come along and water them. However, we felt that the rain that we had at that time was enough. There were like 2 days of heavy rain, like 30 to 40 mm per day, so that would be sufficient for them. Now the thing is that there's a lot of things to do. It was pretty hot. A lot of them has dried flowers. A lot of them has grown some weeds as well, which we have to remove. But the good thing is, while we're away, it's also a great time for them to produce their offsets. So I'm gonna show you a lot of babies that are waiting for me to propagate, and yeah, and later I'm gonna show you as well what happened to those that I propagated before we left and how they're looking right now. So just to make the work not so overwhelming, I'm trying to propagate by type. So I'm gonna start off with the elegance right here. Just look how many babies they have. They were like pretty small when we left, and we've been away for 3 weeks, so now it's just a very good size to propagate. I have to mention that yesterday I already watered them. I think that's one of the something that you should do if you're propagating. Make sure that they're fully watered. They're not in a bad condition, like either they're not like burned or underwater. And yeah, so they're happy, they're healthy, and we're ready to get those babies. I'm gonna start with this ones that we had. I am just gonna use scissors. Any regular scissors would do, and I'm just gonna remove all the babies. Gonna put them in a tray, oopsie, which I'm gonna show you later, and then we will propagate them. Elegance is one of the most generous succulents, and they always have babies. I don't know if you've seen all the previous videos that I had before, but basically what I do is I cut them and leaving just enough space or stem to put it in soil. And then, but before I do that, this cut part right here, I would put cinnamon powder, which will serve as an antifungal agent for them. So that I will do in a bit. Now once you remove all the babies, it's also a good time to remove any dried leaves from the mother plant. So clean them up, just so any pests will not like linger in here, and they will just look happier and healthier. Also, you reduce the possibility of rot, because you're gonna create enough airflow in here, air circulation, which the succulents will also need. All right, that's the mama plant. All right, so I kind of fill up a tray in here. As you can see, I'm just getting those that are the size that I want, basically around 5 cm, 2 inches size. Those that are still pretty small, like this ones, I will still leave them here just so that they can grow with the mother plant. And then once they are bigger, then that's the time that I will propagate them. All right, let's move along. So this is the cinnamon powder that I was mentioning earlier. You can get any brand, just a ground cinnamon, not the sugar cinnamon. So you just get those open cut, just dip in cinnamon powder. There you go. And I'm gonna do it for each and one of them, just to protect them. You could also use some there are some hormones that you could use, like a rooting powder, antifungal powder as well, but you know, why don't we go natural and just use the cinnamon powder instead. Also, more cuttings here. I have some jelly beans, bananas. I have stardust, or I think they're also called Francisco Baldi. I have more elegance in here. I have some Margaret Rose, which is really pretty too. Has a very good farina. And I think this also tastes really good because mealybugs love them. I also have, what else? Oh, this one. I don't know what these are called. I forgot, I don't remember, but they're really looking pretty. I also have here some Violet Queen, which is giving us a lot of pops right now, so that will be included as well in this tray. So let's do this. Alrighty, so it's been a day after we have cut this, and as you can see, those that I put in some cinnamon powder, the cut is already sort of dried off. It has closed already, so it's not really a fresh cut anymore. There you go. So now I'm gonna just put it on some soil. If you would like to, you can also just, instead of dipping individual cuttings in cinnamon powder, you could also just mix a bunch of cinnamon powder on the soil, mix it together before you put it in trays like this or your own pots, so that at least the soil has additional antifungal in it. And then you just have to pop them right like that. See? And then you just have to put this in a shaded area. You need to have patience. It will take few weeks for them to start having roots, and you don't water them before, or you don't water them until the roots come out. There's no point, because the roots are the one that sip in the water. If there are no roots, no need to water them. Otherwise, you will just soak these tips in water, and that's when rot happens. So until the root comes out, then you water them. And shaded area, it will take a lot of effort from these small plants. It will require a lot from them because they're going to build their own root system. So they're not supposed to be exposed to harsh environment, not out in the sun where they can get intense heat, or where they can have the probability of getting soaked with you know, rain, the possibility of rain coming. So normally I stack them up in trays, in shelves, and that's where they stay. I would leave them there for like a month or so, and then I can slowly check when they have roots, and then that's when I would slowly introduce them to more to water and maybe a little more sun. You might find some of them will shrivel and become smaller in size. That's okay. It's just because they're using up all their energy to produce their own root system. Yeah. So this is where I'll be keeping them for a bit. As you can see, it's shaded. It's also under the shelves, so they will not get water even if it rains, and we'll keep them there for a while. They look really cute and pretty. Now, as I promised, I'm going to show you now what happened to the ones I propagated before I left. Alrighty, so here we are. These are the ones that we've left for propagation before we took holidays. They even have a little bit of a Christmas decor. Anyway, so here they are now. They're looking good. And this one, for example, are the ones that were just small leaves when we left. Not small leaves, but those these are all from leaves, by the way. And then once they have grown into, the leaves have grown into pups, we put them here. And they were just really tiny before we left, and now look at them, really big, so pretty. So it just goes to show what time can do to our succulents, you know, if you let them thrive. Now if you pull out one of these, they have their own root system now, and it's a bit messy now because we haven't really got a chance to clean up, but yeah, this is also exciting. And here on the other side there are smaller ones too, and now they're growing really, really well. So yeah, that's it. These are still really small, but now they have their own roots as well. So really pretty. And in a few months time I will have 3 more trays of those that I propagated. I want to show you this. These are the last ones that I propagated before I left. I didn't even complete the tray, but they're looking really well. And if I pull it out, see, all roots. I don't recommend doing this, but I'm just doing this for the sake of this video, and they're doing really well. So, you know, it's time to propagate your succulents. If you have any questions, let me know, and we'll try to answer this for you. But hope you enjoyed this video and find it interesting. Thanks a lot. Bye.